Sofo Penyini. Michia Sofo Morgan nyina from Presby, Pentecost, me Anglican Niba to Apostolic in Surrey, Ghana, in 24 Archbishops, Duncan Williams, Doug Hayward Mills, Ajina Sari, the Assemblies of God, senior pastor. I to every single software Ghana. Sorry Ketwani, sorry Pegina, Michia Ubia, Alabaster Box, your friend saying, and then share for no your friend saying Alpha Hour 4, just Ubia, Ajagua, Michia Ubia. Michia Ubia, so for the what Ghana, yes, of what Guadi Michia, I more we are so for Bonenia, so for Papina, Michia Ubia, Ubia, fine. Now, Assembly is last week, and it was about a year. Nipebi say a year Pentecost Sofo Aberidi, the annual report of the Church of Pentecost. Now, Assembly by a few people and a nyabotre and a Sebio Omutie a year the Pentecost leader a year Mr. Apostle Eric Nyamiche. Ne annual statement no de oka woma ema eye the lady also responde eye the Pentecost church leader no the way she responded. Now, myself and my team, we took all the time to listen to eye Apostle Eric Nyamiche, and yes, start taking time to listen to eye the lady who responded to the statement of the apostle. Now, mebo videos ni mienu nyina. And I want to tell Ghana for say, we are a nation of people with diverse opinions. And the way I have my opinion and I believe in it, I believe say every single person in Ghana, whether they like me or not, they also have their own personal opinions on issues. Even me mama wo mu mienu ene me yire, sometimes if you per se decided on something, I know Ubia on your opinion. And I can say these things, it goes all the way into our churches, our institutions, whether private or government institutions. So opinions there are very important. We need to understand say, when it comes to opinions, whether it's coming from somebody in suit, somebody in Batakari, somebody, a blind person, or somebody, without due respect, a cripple, or whatever, opinions are very important and we need to respect people's opinions. But we also need to understand say, as much as I'm here, not me share my opinion on some things, I don't have any right to stop anybody from sharing their opinion on my opinion. And I'm not saying this against the Pentecost leader. I'm trying to let people understand say, even without due respect to even the Pentecost leader, I am sure say, the annual reports now already, there are some Pentecostals in the church who, if they are given the opportunity, they might share different opinions to what the man read. We need to understand, this is not a time for us to be targeting individuals. I have no problems with the leader of the Pentecost church, and I have no problems with the lady who responded this man. But for us to get to that point where we all understand say, we have the rights and we need to have that decency to respect people's opinion. Sometimes my opinions here on this platform, some people who have followed me for some time, they disagree with some of my opinions. And sometimes they agree with some of the opinions. So it is one thing that we need to grow up to accept. Now, accepting your opinion or rejecting your opinion, it's a very difficult thing for some of us sometimes to accept. It is difficult because when people react to our opinions, what it does is to say, it either limits us or gives us a lot of confidence to keep doing what we are doing. So human nature, we are not people who are too comfortable with opinions that are opposing. And then as I study he never shared opinions with people on the same platform. In the Kenofuriata interviewer, it is only him. All because he knows to say, when people share other opinions against what he is sharing, one way or the other, maybe his ego might not be able to stand that opinion the person is sharing. It is difficult, it is hard for us to sometimes look at ourselves or assess people and accept the opinions or share opinions about their opinion or on their opinion. I hope you are understanding what I'm saying. Now, as some way by the nipa kakra bi na wo Ghana and omanya abutre, they have paid attention to the wording, to the sebio sofu penyini a oye Pentecost asori penyini ekaye, and sebio the honorable lady so eka radio so. Now, if you listen to the two of them, so we are going to say you are going to be very I'm trying to find a word. You are going to be very honest in your opinion. You realize, say, a lot of a narration I had to say this honorable man and some kind of so any my minister response, you could see say it was more of a political narration than as Semunanga said how to look at both sides, how they reacted to the issue. Now, Pentecost with all due respect to him and with all due respect to the Pentecost church, and with all due respect to Asofo Mpanyinfo more Ghana, and this is a very tricky, dicey conversation that we need to have. The reason why we need to have it is say we need to get to that point whereby we as a people will understand to say asem dawa I will say a can't sometimes asem dawa na say yeah the nyoma bi betareta asem no it makes it difficult for us to address the issue itself. Anytime I say, when you take your time to listen to the leader of the Pentecost church, Apostle Eric Nyamiche, where he was coming from, the point he was making, and then you want to take your time to analyze his statement, you should also take your time to listen to this lady and then where she was coming from and the point she was making. Because Sibio, Bible na Anglican for kind, Roman for kind, Pentecost for kind, Assemblies of God for kind, and Methodist kind. Even the Bible, some part of the Bible sometimes are opinions, but we are forced to take our time to analyze the opinions in the Bible to make it fit into the doctrine or the sermon. And I say the teachings na yepese nipa na mudi asorichino iti opinions ubetumaka asema to obitim say World Cup. Emfa nipa 13 asum embe piano na dane ede 1 cup. So we need to be very careful when issues come. We need to sit back, look at the issue very well, and then analyze it from the perspective and nipa nika say free perspective and their points in free. One is a politician and one is a religious leader. Now, where are they all coming from? The religious leader made a statement, the politician reacted to it. You ask yourself, where did they meet? Where is the confrontation? Where is the misunderstanding? Let's go and listen to the Pentecostal leader, Apostle Eric Nyamiche. The statement to make here a response from the lady came up. Moma yanko Apostle in seminar.
Environmental degradation and Galamsey menace. The extensive pollution of water bodies due to illegal mining has hampered traditional water baptism in some mining communities, necessitating a shift to synthetic rubber pools in several districts to carry out the ordinance. Retention of souls. While we give glory to God for the multiple of souls won, a critical challenge in Galamsey menace. The extensive pollution of water bodies due to illegal mining has hampered traditional water baptism in some mining communities, necessitating a shift to synthetic rubber pools in several districts to carry out the ordinance. Retention of souls. While we give glory to God for the multiple of souls won, a critical challenge, unfavorable rainfall patterns, and the deterioration of cocoa farms have established the livelihood of members who depend on agriculture and farming. These unpredicted environmental conditions, along with the seasonal migration of fisher folks, continue to impact the steady financial growth and stability of affected local assemblies. Human capital constraints and literacy gap. High rate of illiteracy among some members and officers remain a barrier to the effective implementation of Vision 2028. This challenge is reportedly evident in the Bible study and home cell meetings, where there is insufficient pool of teachers to manage the manual and ensure effective discipleship. Leadership overburdening and commitment challenge. In many local assemblies, a few dedicated individuals are often saddled with multiple roles, leading to operational inefficiency and burnout. This overload makes the full implementation of the corporate mandate and Vision 2028 difficult. Environmental degradation and Galamsey menace. The extensive pollution of water bodies due to illegal mining has hampered traditional water baptism in some mining communities, necessitating a shift to synthetic rubber pools in several districts to carry out the ordinance. Retention of souls. While we give glory to God for the multiple of souls won.
So, asama a years of opinion of that Pentecost no e kan ye nie. Ebia yemu nipa bebre kranti asama kan ye. Na ye Pentecost for sebio omo annual reporter asori no akekesi ani se eye afe na etwa mu ni nyina no de omo hu ne se e wo se omo kan ho asem nie. E de ka se annual reporter afe na etwa mu no sebio Pentecost for asama e hye omo no a sebio omo hu ne se e wo se omo de tudwa ema oma sorry for no hu a omo so ye Ghana for no ene na sofo panyini eye Mr Nyameche edi ni nyina ebe ye den ebe to abontene na ne kasa yemu no oduru baby no oka bibi fa environmental degradation eye yensase yemfuo yensuo ye kwaye a essay ni nyina eye Galamsey ena asay ye kwan. Remember o pick 3 of the most important things are sebio a day MPP aban echo eye oppositioner. 1. Untimi nyi 3 without mentioning Galamsey. Corruption eye 1. Untimi mention 3 without talking about Galamsey. Inti Galamsey has become a purely political topic in Ghana. And it does not matter what color you are wearing, which platform you are on, baby are free. The moment you start to mention Galamsey, no, it is seen as a political statement. Now, okay, something about Galamsey, wonsem sene Galamsey asensio Galamsey amasebio eye nyome bia Ghana for e wo so mo ye entumi nye because Galamsey no sebio atese ama Ghana eye yensuo nyina asei. Osaka bibi fa retention of souls. Okay, bibi fa eye den rainfall challenge insuo ento a sebio eba insuo ento nti obetumi so akase eye destruction of cocoa farms because of Galamsey ya be insuo nto ama sebio cocoa de info bebre asay and a sebio eba Galamsey hun sensem na eno so affect cocoa ekuafo pa nti one. Secondly, cocoa issue so e Ghana no and also very controversial because it is very political. Nti as much as he was delivering the yearly report, no, there were some statements in the reporter. They were all very political. And with all due respect, that is a reporter already as the leader of the Pentecost Church. Now, Osaka Bibifa a leadership challenge. And Okabifa how they are struggling to even get better roads, to win souls, to bring people to God. And Okabibifa because of Galamsey Eko Sunti. Ama sebio esubokro omo bono sesi omo ntumi mbosu ewo nsuo mu insutini mu na sesi ano because of Galamsey no ama esu omo boni nyina no omo bo esu no wodem tente ene basin robem ena omo bo esu tie we nin sama so panyini ne kaye. And these are the words of the Pentecost Church. With all due respect to the Pentecost Church, let us all put our religious affiliation aside. Let us put it aside. Let us look at the issue critically. Because I'm not here to disrespect the Church of Pentecost. Because I will not also allow anybody to disrespect the Anglican Church. Because I'm Anglican. So when it comes to respecting Obia religious affiliation, I need to make that clear. But I'm looking at the issue critically from Nipana Omokayano and what it really means or it meant. And he's talk about cocoa. He talk about Galamsey nti and eye oma sorry no omu ntumi mwesu wonsu tinemu nti esi ana omubo esu wo dem. Now eye sofu panyini eka sanse woni wie no na eye maame a sebio oye NDC ni enso kotena eye radio so a sebio yebusa no ho asem. Remember, when the woman went on the radio, she did not go there to go and speak on other things. And I said, well, I'm say mama me airtime because me person me responded to soft opinion, host no hono. And the busa and say, this is what the leader of the Pentecostal church soft opinion naka. Now I jini wo hono anything. So the host on the show was seeking the opinion of the lady. Remember, soft opinion spoke as a religious leader. And Amameno also spoke as a politician. Now, asama be contention pa ye nyina ye ka ho asama ama in fact nipa bi Ghana e ka sama me we di Pentecost sofo na tem we di Pentecost asori na tem no. I know say majority of Ghana for ensure dan tie ma me num kasa in response to papa we sebio Pentecost pe no asama o kan ye no. Now, ye benya botre tie de ma me kan ye no. And after my member say, I will now share with you the reason why I will be a war on this matter. Because the statement out there and say, Mamena Kotina radio so a Pentecost beginning at them. Wako sino atemma sebio amanipa bebrebi omo Ghana ebu ofu. Inti in some namu from me say, yen nuanom MPP for nyina wo radio so TV so say, I was say John Mahama pamo Mamena fi say Mamena edi sofu beginning at them. Now, mommy, go to the exact words Amami we use your radio so. Yeah, now as some you know, I'm about my opinion because after my opinion, somebody will also share an opinion on my opinion or about my opinion, and I'm not supposed to be mad because we are sharing opinions here. Mommy, go to my man.
Oh, yeah, Yaminipa.
Oh no, yeah, you Pentecost head, and okay. Chairman.
And I make so Yaminipa.
Yes,
get the better channel. Then next time,
okay,
my form to that level.
What's in the warning?
The catcher.
Okay, so
yes,
from Free Zones Authority.
From me, Dr. Maria, we say the catcher.
Warning.
Yes.
Said
next time, we won't descend it to that level.
More fire.
So descend it back from.
More fire.
But yeah, whole politician now. We would deal with him as a politician.
Something I can see you.
Yeah, they need the man. Me they need the man this time. Say what yeah, Nyamini.
Say Angwa one also.
What you say? And young wasem. Angwa one so sa and come candle can. Yen person me tell say ye de ani dia ma no say wo ye Pentecost for chairman.
Okay.
Sa kasa na wo kasa ye no a highly political statement.
Who's that?
Yes.
How?
Nanado etiase no eti akonya so no. Na ukọ enkura mining communities na. Na enso net se mpampa. Utumi de won sasa na gu nsem. No Ghana ha na no Ghana.
Oh no Ghana.
Now Ghana ha na oni Ghana.
No Ghana.
Wo hu ya na wo hu.
Ye.
And Nigeria buy ye measures are what put in place. And so no afei etimi rane.
Stability level that
etimi
down.
Flow.
More fire.
Eti won't mean na ho kan chen say wo hu difference. Ebia wo ensuo ni mu. Ensuo na ni ate flow say na another time na ensuo no flow. Eti say we ye sofo. Na say asem a da ho a ye no kre. Wo se wo beyi wa sofo ntade ato ho. Afa political dress as a political lens akasa. Next time you be treated as a politician. This time you're the best panel. Yes, no. Osha suni ni sofu juma. Se na nado tena so na ensuo ntimi enflow. Na ensuo ntimi rane. Na would to me esha forest no mu ense Ghana no. Se wose wo ehum na ensuo na ni ti no. E no ba be kasa statement. Na nado tena so. You're the better no for this time. Yes, no. Oni ni sofu sem. Onjai politics in my politics. Unless it's up to join politics. Or my if he wants to join politics, he should let us know. Next time, then we deal with him as a politician. But today, you be man say or you suffer.
Dr. Mary.
All right, so this is also a year, Dr. Mary. So we see also a response to video I'm about share mono. From a year, the Apostle Eric Namicha, or the leader of the Pentecost Church in Ghana. Now, this woman, Free Zones na Osheso, or appointee of the government. Now, the man we can say, we tear sofono, and I'm not going to mince words. You'll see, from the first statement, the free man we are no by or say, or your onyaminipa. So it means first, we didn't kind of that recognition and respect na papa no. The woman just didn't jump to say, oh no, so one wine, papa we or papa bang. he no free. But at least we know say before Maamene Kasano, she made sure say that respect she will give to this man as the leader of Pentecost Church. No, the mama papa no. And then Odin Kanka say, "Aya papa no oye onyaminipa." Enti, I will give that to him. Enti, from the beginning of her statement, Odin Kanka that respect. I'm a man no, papa no. Sebio oye politician. We have seen politicians make derogatory statements. Sebio, they don't even recognize people where they are coming from. Title ekuta omo baby omo free. They just go ahead and say things to them. But this woman, first of all, Omeki host I said, this is a man of God. Inti na onim sedipa or addressing no or a man of God. Or could anyone see? Or nyame nipa, but asema oye no and then no ye de beche no. Meaning she is still respecting the capacity of the man as the leader of the Pentecost Church. Because from the statement that means to say, Senanka onye the leader of Pentecost Church, she would have addressed the man in a very bad way. But she first of all recognized his position and said, because of where he's coming from, where he stands, his position into the I wasn't kameka sebio eya offensive no me de beche no. She is coming from a political point of view. Now, according to see, on pese eye nyame nipa na wa recognizing no ene nyame nipa na sebio dia wa ye no ono maame no ohun ni se eye no on pese obebu nanim tia anase ono a politician and her likes no would disrespect her inti or catch papa ne say mema ne descending into politics. This woman was reacting to papa no ensamo kaye in the annual report of the Pentecostal Church, and this woman was reacting to that statement. Or say mama papa no and descended. Why did she use descend? She used that word because na or say in sembina papa ne kaya no they were political. Now we are going to check whether in sembina papa ne kaya no are political or not political. And then I say asamba dawa. I was saying abutre na sebio gidi ni atenie na yampam we no. It is sometime na ama nipa na asam ya krampo no. Sebio papa we offend obia. Eya some and a sorry report ni partner si atro dia man se onkan and ono so odinkan e ready ye hu said ye wo nyina no e so ni se also kan na okan ye because when you just obey kind statement be without even knowing what is in the statement. Into whatever he was reading that day, he had foreknowledge or he knew about whatever was in the script before he read it. Into enya se bi ono abegina na all kind no onim ade kro all kind onim was study ya che report ya dia mano into onim dia na all kind. Na ma me ni ko enim no say sebio eye apostle wa recognizing so oyes of opinion no sebio se one desistia na se we enjoy in sembia or kekana. What will happen? Or say they would deal with him as a politician, meaning right now no or recognizing papa ne sofo. So she cannot deal with the man as a politician. So it means say all to me dirty. On to me disrespecting no. On to me and sin and you maybe also sin sanke a politician and a beer and okaya. It means the woman has recognized this man. The woman has shown respect from day one. The woman has still insisted that because of his position, I cannot go further. Because I can man nipa bia or ye any nipa odio monima e bia. She would have treated the person like Abronye. She would have treated the person like Eden and Abi. She would have treated the person like Afenyomakin. But she held on her words because of where the woman was coming from. The man was coming from. Or couldn't even say the reason why in Tia Oka said the man should not descend into politics, and then they say the man made some statement in his report. I know already say because of Galamsey in T, because of Galamsey at say ama Ghana and so nyina said in T, and the Pentecost no entumi kwa bontene enye den enkobo esu ewo nsutine mu no mo bo esu odem and I was say sa na papa ne kan no sebio entwa ye de entwa ye ne say so giro kan tra keke say because of Galamsey nti and the Pentecost entumi mbo esu nsutine mu a na papa no wanka say ye every say and another dan kwekufuado a year ago na ensu a sebio Galamsey agiafa no na ensu ne nia say chan ne. This woman was coming from the point as a politician say through the intervention of the government. John Mahama eti Naimos, the land minister, any measures somebody to in place, the man shouldn't have concluded or created that impression say what the NDC came to inherit, it is still the same. And I'm very sure say, Senka Sofu Penyini, Eric Nyamiche Eka say, Muni Bibi, Sebio, Yenimse Amaino ana Abino Eko Galamsey. We know the government is fighting Galamsey. We have seen the effort of NIMOS. We read about it every day. But we want to tell the government more effort should be put into this. Now, because of the effects of Galamsey, we cannot baptize in water bodies or in streams. Then people will say, the man was recognizing a Juma Abaineye. But so we Sebio report now already now. It made it blunt and flat to say nothing is being done about the fight against Galamsey. Into Mameno, she was coming from that perspective and that angle that the Pentecostal church led by Apostle Eric Nyamiche is supposed to recognize the effort of the government. But the moment they deliberately, I will say they because he didn't write the report, it is the church. The moment they deliberately make it look like said no effort is being put in place to fight illegal mining, then it looks like a deliberate attempt to undermine the government's effort. And but when you listen to the woman carefully, you can see clearly the woman was hesitant in her words. She did not even bluntly insult this man. Miami way Ankotina Radio to say the woman was basing her argument that the man could have, in their report, they could have at least recognized or credited the government for the effort that it's putting in the fight against Galamsey, because we all know baby Akufo-Addo Jayo eba Galamsey any yensu asaya. So they compare and it is far better than before. So why or how couldn't the Church of Pentecost, a very unique big church like Church of Pentecost, filled with people, researchers, scientists, mathematicians, and recognized individuals, why couldn't they even recognize the effort or measures this government has put in the last year? And only the part the woman was coming from a political perspective. So Obitraka said, Mami way akodi Pentecost penyini atema. It hurts me because Sofo Nyamiche ankasa nim say the statement from the woman wasn't an insult. It was an opinion she was sharing that the Church of Pentecost failed to recognize the efforts of the government in the fight against Galamsey. And no. Because still, say, Sofu Penyini, Apostle Eric Nyamiche, say, ende Eric Nyamiche ni ho. Na ye Sofu Foforo, say, Sebio, ona ye Sofu Foforo. Na Sofu Foforo no be kind reports. Na sa Sofu no be ka say, you know what we have witnessed now is that before I took office, the offering of Church of Pentecost was not being deposited in the church there, because the offering of Church of Pentecost wasn't deposited in our account. Right now, I can tell you that we have no money. Now, this man will be angry. You know the reason? Man will be because he will want the leader now, to explain, say, when did you guys recognize, say, Sa sika ni ajejino Pentecost sorry Ghana nyina yemfa nkonkoto accounts 2019 dia na 2020 dia na 2021 dia na, but until the new pastor obeshe we na be chem say right now you recognize say 2017 to 2019 na collection ajiji nyina no enkoy your account mu a, this man who said now you are talking, it means I have been exonerated because I was the leader from 2024 to 2029. That means that is what the woman was trying to let this man justify and understand. Because Papa will say no free office, no be better than 9. Na nipa no beka say your collection na ajiji nyina over the years no enkoy your bank accounts ma. Papa will be bofu because then people will say Eric Nyamiche, with all due respect, Apostle will be yesika, but say nipa obabesha na 9 ka say sebio yesika ni ajiji from 2016 to 2023 no na enkoy accounts ma. Then this man will be exonerated and say I wasn't part of the people who managed the coffers from 2017 to 2023. The people just wanted this man to be very specific on the issues. We all know Galamsey is a menace. The government is doing its part. 9 months is always on the road. They are doing their part. Ghanaians as citizens, we need to do our part. But when we take a big brush and brush over the issue and make it look like nothing has happened, you will get politicians also reacting. So it is not personal. And I don't think this woman went there to insult this man. This woman came from a political perspective, making this man understand, let the Church of Pentecost recognize the effort of the government. And that is why we are here today. And why should anybody sit out there and say this woman should apologize to the Church of Pentecost? Then that person has not been fair to the lady. Now, this is Apostle Nyamiche in 2022. Let's listen to him.
This is a human problem, so human beings can solve it. Where there is a will, human beings can solve it. Some people are not willing. Those people, they have to be sought for, sit them down, and cause them. Those who are not willing should be caused to be willing. That is what I'm talking about, leadership. But human beings, there's nothing that we can destroy, and there's nothing that we can build. Now that we have destroyed this, if there is the will for us to build, when we sit down, we'll build. It seems a complex issue, but we also need complex approach to be able to deal with this. So the approach should be multifaceted. When we sit down and Ghanaians put their mind to this, it can be solved. This is a human problem, so human beings can solve it. Where there is a will, human beings can solve it. Some people are not willing. Those people, they have to be sought for, sit them down, and cause them. Those who are not willing should be caused to be willing. That is what I'm talking about, leadership. But human beings, there's nothing that we can destroy, and there's nothing that we can build. Now that we have destroyed this, if there is the will for us to build, when we sit down, we'll build. It seems a complex issue, but we also need complex approach to be able to deal with this. So the approach should be multifaceted. When we sit down and Ghanaians put their mind to this, it can be solved.
This is Apostle in 2022. It's a complex issue, and we need some complex way to deal with illegal mining. This was when he visited the illegal mining site with his colleagues. He himself said it's a complex issue, and we need humans to deal with it, and we need complex ways to deal with the matter. So if all these things were said in the past, and with all due respect, many apostles need problem here. I am not saying say apostle di bone. I am saying say in some kind of context that I'm responding to in some. I have no problems with the Church of Pentecost. I have friends who are Church of Pentecost, me aunties, me uncles. I don't have an issue with Church of Pentecost. But let's deal with the issue itself. Because you see, the way and manner some people in Ghana, my team said, next Ghana TV right now in the next 5 minutes, shut down the streaming. We have not given Next Ghana TV any authorization to stream our show. I'm going to say this for the last time. There is a TV channel on YouTube called Next Ghana TV. If you don't want to lose your page, delete, end your stream in the next 2 minutes. Metiana menko piki obia show. I have no problems with people picking my show, but you need to sort permission first. Into Next Ghana TV, who's streaming my show, I'm giving you 5 minutes. End the production, end the streaming. You don't have any right to stream my show. You have no right. If you write to us, or when you decide to write to us in a very professional way, we will give you the green light to stream our show. I'm giving you today. If you don't want to lose your page, if you don't want your page to be taken away from you, end your stream now. Well, Next Ghana TV audience, BSCR, may catch you the next 5 minutes. Shut the production down. Shut it down. I'm one person, I don't like going after people's platforms. I don't like it. Because and I'm not in a position to go after anybody. So shut it down. 1 minute. All right. So I have no problems with the apostle. What I'm saying is that sometimes you can't say, yenya etincheno, mumenya bucheni entia samono. Mumenya bucheni assess samono. And sana, you be make a decision, you make a decision. Because this man, with all due respect, he was reading an annual report. Maybe they did not pay attention to that part of the report. But when you listen to that report as a neutral person or somebody who is not part, because I'm very sure, say, with all due respect to Pentecost, there are people in the church who maybe that part of the report, they disagreed with their leader. It does not mean say Pentecost for nyina and almost supporting the leader kind of ABI was an oversight. ABI, the way they were supposed to communicate, they did not get it on point. It does not mean say the Church of Pentecost is against the government, but it is also important that people would draw the attention of institutions like Church of Pentecost because it is a big institution. It is a big church. There are people, there are MPP people in Pentecost, there are NDC people in Pentecost, there are CPP. So we cannot sit and sometimes when these small things happen, we should not politicize it too much. So I believe say the woman, to me, with all due respect, and I heard she came to apologize to this man. To me, I believe she did not really say anything wrong. She did not disrespect this man. She did not insult this man. Let us respect Obia's opinion. Let us respect Obiara in the office. Let us give respect to people. Mr. Remo, so all the people out there making it look like I was saying throw this woman under the bus. She has done something that has never happened before. In Kofwa can somewhere Ghana ha. And you see, the NPP as a political party, this is what they are good at. They want to pitch their religion against people. And me advise and sorry more Ghana. You people with all the research should be very careful about the NPP as a political party. They need power, and they will do everything possible to malign your party, your churches, your leadership. They will find ways to discredit you. This is not a matter that is supposed to be political, but what is happening today? The NPP today are making it look like Obiawo Pentecost Mubia NPP ni. And when the church is tagged like that, at a point it becomes difficult for the church to isolate itself from a political party. So churches are not supposed to fall in the traps of politicians or political parties because majority of the time, political parties are opposition. They find churches to use them. They find religious organizations to use them. And the NPP are trying to use the Pentecostal church to do their bidding. Yet now, you see the way they are making it look like Sebio, Asama Mami Wekayano, with this software atom, the bushing of Watem, Eddie Pentecost for Atem. But realistically, you could see, sir, Mami Way, Eddie Papa Wayatem. Mami was reacting to the comment the man made. But near to Kroma, this is the same MPP today saying, say, and the Pentecost Nibia MPP ni. This is MPP regional chairman. Abronje, a whole regional chairman. I didn't want to Duncan Williams.
Why win Samana food in a name? Rob Robon Quafoni, we are also was sacra, Sassicanan Tudi. Namudi did Duncan William no matia. Our monasia saw me ask for, or Pianim say, or the can call robbery, at the tour, at the Jim Quafosica, North Saskanisha. What ya sorry, what Demusika in our siesa. A fado de Ura politicimu. Who born dog? Duncan William, who are you? Who are you? I wo ya wo to Yankupon nim wo tell me my brother. Wo Duncan Williams. Wo yi na wo kra Yankupon sakra. Wo Duncan Williams wo ti nyame sakra. Na me amen twintu onkum nipa da. Me amen ko robreda. Me na Yankupon sakra me. Wo Duncan Williams wo ti Yankupon wo sra wo so. Wo da wo hu bibi. Wo Duncan Williams. Wo so ya sofo tell me my brother metia wo yi. Because of say me conquensa void. How good say, Father, I command because of say me more time kwasi empire ninti. Me no me die nyame ni me. Because who do team be ohinim. Mom pen and kwasi
is a regional chairman of a political party. What is said Duncan Williams sorry for TT Ghana. Said Duncan Williams so one of the biggest pastors in Ghana. Not the biggest, one of the biggest. Or one of the biggest churches in Ghana. Over 5,000 sitting capacity, Duncan Williams. You cannot mention 3 or 2 pastors in Ghana more powerful. Not when me say out Duncan Williams. What is an sorry for Abijina Bontine? Omo moye MDC4 sorry for Abijina defend Duncan Williams. Ote say obi wo MPP muka say abronye from Baumia to Samira to Chemaun to me to Nane Kufuado Kofo Hakman Uswa Jiman eye omo neck. Did you hear anybody in the MPP say no? You are not just a mere member of the party. You are a regional chairman. The whole Bonosha Wonsa MPP. Did you hear any leader of the MPP tell this man that this is wrong? No. No. The NPP as a political party, Mahamudu Baumia he did not comment. Why? But what is more serious than what you just watched. Did you hear Duncan Williams come on radio and TV? Did you hear anybody go to Duncan Williams' church from the MPP say, yes, Duncan Williams, whether you like it or not, Duncan Williams has his own community, has his own constituency, has his own numbers that believes in him in Ghana. So please, sometimes let's take our time and analyze. We cannot be emotional about everything. We cannot just fall for anything. Because there are people who know what they are doing. They have sacrificed. Samami we kasano nanko pese obu papa we nimtia. There are a lot of words she could have used, but she was very careful. So why do we make it look like Samami we kunipa? Is it for political expediency? Is it for getting favor in the face of some people? No, because the Pentecostal church, you went DC forum, you went PP forum. There are different kinds of, and they all have their reasoning power. The way they reason, the way they think about issues. Introduce some time. Let's take our time and look at the issues. We condemn the woman for no reason. And I can tell you about 90% of the people who condemn this woman, they not really listen to the woman or even listen to Apostle Nyamiche. 90% of the people, they didn't listen to the tapes. But they went to or jumped into conclusion because caption bino muhuye. Because now boy bijina radio station bisu asantimemu and odidi mahamenatem in the name so a journalist because some nipebi eti baby edi mahamenatem. But the question here is, did we look at the issues very well? Did we analyze the issue critically? Our common sense, was it taking time to look at the issue irrespective? Because people were addressing the issue based on the religious affiliation. Omufriba. Me a Christian. But with all due respect, there's nothing wrong with what the man said. Sebio, the woman did not insult the man. The woman was pointing to some facts that the Pentecostal church in their report glossed over. And she even gave this man too much respect and went ahead to do what? To apologize because some people felt, without hearing the fact, felt this one has offended the Pentecost church. And the Pentecost church, rationally, there are a lot of rational people in that church. They know for a fact. So not politics, they know that this woman did not insult this man. Because we have seen pastors, men of God, involve themselves in serious politics. This one was even very charitable by advising this man that he should not dissent based on the statement. At the intina, we make it look like, say, Sebio Yemumbi Yeminyansa Chen Ubia. Sebio Yemumbi, Yana Sebio Yeniminyame. Yana Sebio Ubia Jimmy Achen. This is not right. We are still cleaning up. You are still live on Loud Silence TV.